Let's try something. Right now, I want you to predict your very next thought. Don't just wait for it to arrive. Try to know with absolute certainty what thought will pop into your head next. What words will form? What image will appear? It seems like it should be simple, doesn't it? After all, they're your thoughts. You should be in charge of them. Go ahead, try it. I'll wait. Can you do it? Did you predict it? Or did it just appear? You can't do it. Isn't that strange? You've never noticed that before, have you? You can think about your next thought, but you can't actually know it. The thought itself just arrives, fully formed, out of nowhere. It's a subtle but profound realization. We live inside our minds, swimming in a constant stream of thoughts, feelings, and memories. We identify with this stream so completely that we assume we are the ones directing it. But this simple 2-second experiment reveals a crack in that assumption. It shows us that something is happening that you don't consciously control. It's a mystery right at the center of your own being. Welcome to the Conscious Creator, where we explore the unseen forces shaping our lives and uncover the tools to consciously design the reality we live in. If these ideas resonate with you, consider subscribing and joining us here. Now, let's get back to this impossible task and what it reveals about the nature of you. This isn't just a clever trick, it's showing you something real. It points to the very structure of our consciousness. The fact that you cannot predict your next thought is one of the most immediate and accessible gateways to understanding yourself on a deeper level. It's something you don't need to believe or take on faith. You can experience it directly, right now, anytime you choose. This simple failure to predict is not a failure at all. It is an opening. It is an invitation to look more closely at the process of thinking itself and to question the most basic story we tell ourselves, the story of who we think we are. Let's try it again, but this time, let's approach it with a different kind of attention. Settle in for a moment. You don't need to close your eyes. Let your focus soften. Now, once more, wait for your next thought. Don't chase it. Don't try to force it. Just be there, waiting like you're watching for something to appear. And this is where it gets interesting. Notice the space before the thought arrives. There is a gap, isn't there? A moment of stillness. It might be very brief, maybe just a fraction of a second, but it's there. A silent, empty space, and then a thought appears. Where did it come from? It seems to emerge out of that very stillness. One moment, there is nothing, and the next, there is a thought, a grocery list, a memory from childhood, a worry about tomorrow. It just shows up. It has a voice, a texture, a feeling, and instantly, it grabs your attention. It says, "This is me. This is my thought." We are so used to this process that we never question it. It's like breathing. It just happens. But when you look closely, you see you aren't the one doing the thinking. If you're not choosing your thoughts, then who or what is? And if you aren't the author of these thoughts, then what is your relationship to them? Are you the thinker, or are you the space in which the thinking happens? This question can feel a bit disorienting at first. Our entire sense of self, our identity, is woven from the fabric of our thoughts. The idea that we are not in complete control of them can be unsettling, but it can also be incredibly freeing. It's the beginning of a new kind of awareness. The mind is like a waterfall. Thoughts are the water, constantly flowing, cascading, making noise. We usually stand right in the middle of the waterfall, getting drenched, believing we are the water. But this little experiment allows us to take a step back. It allows us to sit on the bank for a moment and simply watch the flow. From this perspective, you can see thoughts as events happening in you, not the entirety of you. And this changes everything. You become the witness, the quiet observer of something that is constantly unfolding. Let's deepen this experiment. Find a comfortable posture and take a slow, easy breath. Now, imagine yourself as a gatekeeper, sitting at the gate of your own mind. Your only job is to watch for the next thought that tries to enter. You aren't supposed to stop it, judge it, or even greet it. Just notice its arrival. So, for the next few moments, just sit and watch the gate. The act of watching for the next thought creates a space, a quietness. Then, a thought will arise. Notice how it just appears, breaking the silence. Observe how quickly it tries to pull you in, to make you believe you are the thought itself. But by positioning yourself as the observer, you create a distinction. You introduce a tiny gap between the awareness that is watching and the thought that is being watched. In that gap, a new freedom is born. You realize you don't have to believe or follow every thought that comes through the gate. Let's stay with this feeling for a little longer. It's important. This space that you discover when you wait for the next thought, it's not empty in a negative sense. It's not a void. It's more like a silent, spacious room. Before this experiment, you might have believed your mind was a crowded, noisy place with no room to breathe, a constant stream of chatter you couldn't escape. But that's not the whole picture. Now, you've found a doorway into a silent space that was there all along. It was just hidden by the constant noise of thinking. This is the space your thoughts appear in. Think of it like the clear blue sky. The thoughts are like clouds. Sometimes the sky is filled with dark, heavy storm clouds. At other times, there are just a few wispy white clouds drifting by. And sometimes, the sky is completely clear. But no matter what the clouds are doing, the sky itself remains unchanged. The sky is always there, vast, open, peaceful. The clouds are just temporary phenomena passing through it. Our experiment allows you to shift your identity from the clouds to the sky. You stop believing you are the fleeting weather pattern and start realizing you are the vast, unchanging space in which the weather happens. This isn't just a metaphor. You can experience it. As you sit and wait, you can feel it. You can feel the stillness that underlies the mental noise. It has a quality of peace, of pure potential. This stillness is not something you have to create or achieve. It is your natural state. It is the essence of your awareness before it gets conditioned and identified with thought. We've forgotten it because we've been focused on the clouds. We never thought to look behind them to see the vast, open sky that holds them all. So, the question isn't how to stop your thoughts. The real path to freedom is realizing that you are not the thoughts, you're the awareness of them. By becoming aware of this silent space, you find a refuge. You find an inner sanctuary untouched by the noise of the mind. You can return to this space anytime, just by noticing the next thought as it appears. So where does this leave us? We've sat at the gate of the mind and watched. We've noticed the silent space between thoughts. We've seen that the content of our thoughts is largely automatic and impersonal. The logical conclusion seems to be that we are not the thinkers. The entire process of thinking, from the impulse that creates the thought to the content it carries, happens by itself. It unfolds spontaneously within our awareness. This can feel like a radical, even frightening, idea. If I am not the one thinking my thoughts, then who am I? What's left when you take away the thinker? What's left is the awareness itself. The silent, watchful presence that was there before the thought, during the thought, and after the thought passed. This awareness is the one constant in your experience. Thoughts change, feelings change, the world changes, but the fact that you're aware of it doesn't. This is the great unfolding mystery that our simple experiment points to. You are not the stream of thinking. You're the awareness of it. You're the silent witness to the mind's activity. This is a shift from doing to being, from thinking to awareness. This doesn't mean that thinking is bad or that you should try to live without it. Thinking is an incredibly useful tool. It allows us to plan, create, solve problems, and communicate. The issue is not the tool itself, but our complete identification with it. It's like a carpenter who believes he is his hammer. He carries it everywhere, sees everything as a nail, and has forgotten that he is the conscious being who is supposed to be wielding the tool. When you realize you're the awareness, not the thought, you can use thinking more consciously instead of being used by it. Our little experiment is just the first step on a much longer journey of self-discovery. It doesn't give you a final answer. It opens a door and invites you to step through it. It asks you to question the most fundamental assumption you have about yourself. Who is the I that thinks? Who is the I that feels? And most importantly, who is the I aware of it all? The beauty of this inquiry is that the answer isn't found in a book or a video. It's found in your own direct, moment-to-moment experience, in the silent space between your thoughts. In our modern world, we're surrounded by artificial intelligence. We prompt it to chat or ask it to write something, and it generates a response almost instantly. On the surface, this seems similar to our minds. There's an input, then an output. But the difference is profound. AI is reactive. It's almost always waiting for a command. Some of our thoughts are responses, but most aren't. They arise on their own. The human mind is self-generating. An AI's response is a calculation, a reflection of what's already known. But your next thought is something new, an emergence from the unknown. AI is a mirror, reflecting human knowledge back at us. The human mind, however, is a source. This doesn't answer where thoughts come from. It just deepens the mystery. So, what's the practical takeaway from all of this? How do you actually use this in daily life? Life is so full of digital noise and constant stimulation. Here's a simple practice. You don't need to set aside time for it. You can do it throughout your day. The practice is simply this: notice your thoughts. That's it. Just notice them as they arise, especially the unprompted ones. Treat it like a simple experiment with yourself as the subject. As you go about your day, just notice when a thought appears. You could be washing the dishes. A thought about an old friend shows up. Instead of getting lost in it, just notice it as a thought. You could be in a meeting, feeling anxious, and instead of getting pulled in, just notice it. Noticing is like stepping onto the riverbank. It is the shift from being the thought to being the observer of the thought. It doesn't stop the thought, but it changes your relationship to it entirely. This practice is more important now than ever before. We live in an attention economy, where devices, apps, and feeds are expertly designed to capture and hold your thinking mind. They constantly pull you out of the present moment. This makes it incredibly easy to spend the entire day completely lost in thought, either reacting to digital prompts or to the mind's own internal chatter. Noticing your thoughts is a kind of quiet rebellion. It's a way of reclaiming your awareness from all of it. Don't try to do this all the time. That would be exhausting. Just try it a few times a day. Let it be a moment of quiet check-in. Pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what's happening in my mind right now? Observe it without judgment, with a sense of light curiosity, as if you were watching clouds drift across the sky. Each time you do this, you're strengthening your awareness. You are reminding yourself of that deeper dimension of who you are, the silent, still observer. You are remembering that you are the sky, not just the fleeting clouds. As we come to the end of this, let's leave answers behind for a moment and sit with a question you can carry into your day. An inquiry you can carry with you that unfolds in the quiet moments of your life. The invitation is to shift your attention from the content of your mind to the space it appears in, to become less interested in the clouds and more aware of the sky behind them. So here's the question to carry with you. Where are your thoughts actually coming from? And even more importantly, what is it that's aware of them? This isn't something you can think your way through. You have to notice it directly. It's the beginning of a different kind of exploration, the discovery of who you really are. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, stay aware.